Hey Guardians, I just want to let everyone know that I do have both a Twitch and a Twitter, and I'm very active on both. Feel free to come give me a follow on both, links in the description. What's going on, Guardians? So if you saw the video that I did a while back about my rat build that involved Invis Hunter on the Belisarius Pulse Rifle, I talked a little bit about how that isn't really a loadout that I use all that often, mainly just because that is a loadout meant for very slow, very passive play, and that isn't really how I enjoy playing the game. It can be very effective, but it's just not how I usually like to have fun. So in this one, I'm going to show what is probably my current favorite PvP loadout, and this loadout is meant for much more aggressive play and much more mobile play. I will say right off the bat that this is a loadout that can be something that's just fun to use for slaying out in sixes or something like that, or it can be a sweat loadout in certain cases. This loadout works very well in comp, but not so well in trials, mainly because to really get the full benefit of this loadout, you need some streak momentum, and it's hard to get longer streaks going in trials. That's not to say you can't use a loadout like this. Obviously, we've seen Frostbolt use speed loader slacks in trials to great effect, but for me personally, there are just other loadouts that I'll use if I go into trials. But let's go ahead and get into the build here. So starting with our subclass, we are on Solar Hunter, Blade Barrage for obvious reasons, faster cooldown, more helpful for dealing with wells and bubbles, that sort of thing. Then for my abilities, Marksman's Dodge. You can use Gambler's Dodge too, but for this specific purpose, I do prefer Marksman's Dodge, Strafe Jump, Proximity Explosive Knife just on the off chance I might get Radiant, and of course Healing Grenades just because this is a build meant for more aggressive play and Healing Grenades can be very helpful with that. My secondary choices would be Swarm Grenade or Trip Mines. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Then my aspects are Knock 'em down and On your mark. Fragments are mostly just there for stats, with the exception of this one. So with Ember of Singeing, my class ability recharges faster when I scorch a target. Secondary choice would be Ember of Benevolence, applying Restoration Cure or Radiant to allies grants increased grenade, melee, and class ability regen for a short time. So if I'm using this and I see a teammate is weak, I throw a healing grenade at them, and I get my abilities back a little faster. Now moving on to our exotics, Ace of Spades. For obvious reasons, it's a very strong hand cannon. We're all familiar with Ace at this point. For any newer players that might be out there, the main star with Ace is Memento Mori, where getting a kill and then reloading will give you 6 extra damage shots, and they do enough extra damage that you can currently 2 crit and 1 body. And Mori, regardless of whether or not it's actually procced, will give you your radar at all times, including when you're aiming down your sights, and this is very helpful just because if you get into, say, an extended gunfight with someone, this makes it harder for one of their buddies to flank you. And outside of that, Ace has good range, it hits really hard, it flinches hard, it's just a great overall hand cannon. Now for our exotic armor, Speedloader Slacks. This exotic is crazy. I am surprised I don't see it more often, but if you read the description, tight fit, dodging boosts reload speed, handling, and AE for you and nearby allies, which makes this a fantastic exotic for team play as well. And while the buff is active, final blows and additional dodges increase the buff strength and refresh the timer, maxes out at 5 stacks. Now, when I first saw speedloaders, I genuinely thought of them as just being a worse version of Dragon's Shadow, but believe me when I tell you, this is better than Dragon's Shadow. The main reason really being that while Dragon's Shadow does give you a better handling buff at base, Speedloader Slacks can have a much higher uptime. And that's because with Dragon's Shadow, once you dodge to proc Wrath Metal Mail, that's it until you have your next dodge. But with Speedloaders, as long as you're slaying out, you can have tight fit up for the vast majority of a match, and I have had this happen multiple times. One other quick note about Speedloader Slacks that I want to mention is Speedloader stacks with everything. That includes On your mark. So even on my first dodge, when I only have 1 stack of tight fit, I still get a massive boost to my weapon handling. That is also one of the big reasons that I'm on Solar Hunter, but it will also work with things such as Threat of Ascent. It will stack with that as well for the weapon handling. And this is very important because having high weapon handling is extremely important for playing aggressively so that whenever you need to, you can just swap between your weapons depending on the situation you're in. So that's why I prefer Speedloader Slacks over Dragon Shadow. And the other reason is because while Speedloaders will make literally any weapon feel good, and I have used these with a wide variety of weapons, Speedloaders genuinely feels like it was meant to be used with Ace. So these two feel like they were just meant to be married together. And that's because while Ace is a very strong hand cannon, it's not a perfect hand cannon. Great range, decent stability, handling is pretty bad, reload speed is bad, AE is bad, and Speedloaders fixes all of this. So Speedloaders and Ace work perfectly together. Now, as far as my other guns go, you can use whatever special you want. I like to pair this with a shotgun. Compass Rose is just one that I've kind of grown fond of. There are certainly better shotguns out there currently. I will say, if anyone from Bungie by some miracle sees this, if you put Quick Draw Opening Shot on Compass Rose, I will grind Bonfire Bash all day and all night until I get one. Then for your heavy, again, you can use whatever you want. I used to use grenade launchers on this, but with grenade launchers not being as consistent as they were, I've kind of switched over to LMGs, and I just really like Hammerhead. It's a classic. It's my favorite LMG in the game for PvP. Outside of that, you can see my armor mods here. I will say, ideally in the future, I get Artifice Armor decent enough that I can drop this and have triple unflinching, but this still works well enough. Then on Speedloaders, Solar Holster just to help keep Compass Rose topped off, since with Ace of Spades, if you have Mori procced and you swap weapons, you will lose Mori. And so if I have Mori procced, but I pick up ammo for Compass Rose, I do not want to have to swap unnecessarily to reload the weapon, and Solar Holster fixes this. Outside of that, Absolution and Insulation, just to help me get my dodge back a little bit faster. Then on my class item, Distribution, again, just to help me get my class ability back a little faster, and Reaper, just because you'll be dodging a lot with Speedloaders, and so this actually comes up quite a bit, even when you're not necessarily trying to take advantage of it. Stats are like they are just because this is probably the best I'm going to get currently. I do, of course, wish my mobility was higher because I am using Speedloaders, but 7 Resil helps me not just be 120 fodder, so for that reason I am staying at 7 Resil, at least until resilience gating is hopefully addressed. Then lastly, the gameplay loop here is actually very, very simple. Obviously, one way you can use it is just right before you go into a gunfight, dodge to proc Tight Fit, then you have the handling and AE and reload speed bonuses for Ace of Spades for that first gunfight. But if you really want to min-max this, the best way to do it is to get a kill with Ace, dodge with Marksman's Dodge to both reload Ace to proc Mori and proc Tight Fit at the same time, and then push very aggressively into that next gunfight. And that's pretty much it, honestly. It may change a little bit depending on if you're using Ember of Singeing or Ember of Benevolence, but really that's pretty much just how you're going to use this. And overall, as long as you can get some streak momentum going, you can honestly just brutalize an enemy team with this. Like, I've gone on some nasty tears with this combo. This is a fantastic build. And that's pretty much it for the build, so now we're going to get into gameplay. As a couple of quick side notes, first off, in these clips you're watching, there are a couple of me solo, a couple with, friends of mine, one of which is a viewer, another of which is another content creator by the name of Wave God. I just included kind of a funny trials match we had together. I will put the link to Wave's YouTube and Twitch in the description. Please go and show him some support. He's a great dude, and I know he'd love to have you. And lastly, some of these clips do have some background noise. I apologize. I'm putting some music up to hopefully help cover that a little bit, but the clips were good enough that I decided to include them anyway. And I'll also mention, this is also kind of a tribute to Ace, just because I really love this hand cannon. This was the hand cannon that got me into using hand cannons and that turned me into a hand cannon main. For a few reasons. For one, obviously, it's linked to my boy, Cade6, but also because I just love this hand cannon. I love how it looks, I love how it sounds, I love how it feels. I love this weapon, and so this is kind of a tribute to my favorite gun in the game also. But anyway, Guardians, we'll get into the gameplay now. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the like button. Let me know in the comments if you plan on copying this build or using something similar. I really love hearing from you guys, and also, as always, the best way to support this channel is to subscribe with the bell icon and share this video with anyone who you think might find it interesting, entertaining, so on and so forth. But for now, we'll roll the gameplay. Have a good one, Guardians. I'll see you in the next one.
Insane B control. Wait, what soup do you have?
Blade brush.
Okay. Oh, there's stuff there. Oh, they're trying to burn my shit. Nice.
God,
Oh,
I
is
love
that
this.
Ace?
Yeah.
Dirty man. Let me check C real quick. C is quick. Oh, then Tricor. Yeah. Oh,
Oh my god, I fucking hate stasis so much. Oh, I think not, buddy. Fuck you.
what
Nice.
a meme. Oh, someone got him. That's crazy.
They're all scared now.
It better be. Damn. No, dude. Witherhorde gamers, the fuck? So crazy. Damn. Oh,
Woohoo, Ace blows people up. Oh my god. Good lord. This exotic is just brutal. Is he gonna push? Jesus. Eat a mace.
It's a cheated plan. I don't know if he's cheating. I know a lot of people on that plan.
Hell yeah, I fucking love this loadout. So much.
Ace is always
Just ruins people's lives.
What the fucking shit? What is that? No! I need the cryo shot. Can you beam this guy with me? Oh, he's still moving on. Slide this, slide this, slide this.
Yep, I'm on it.
No, I'm melee whipped. No, I'm melee whipped again! I'll just cap seed.
Yeah.
I'll slide this with you if you want.
Yeah, let's go. Slide. Nothing.
No, right? Nice. Nice. Go crazy. I'm fucking nuts with that ace.
Favorite gun in the game. Honestly, if it was better in PvP, I'd use it, or PvE, I'd use it there too. There we go. Oh my god. These guys, Jesus. Get this procced again. Oh my god. He has a sword out. I don't know if he has ammo for it or not, though. Jesus Christ. This exotic is actually insane. Oh, wasn't quite able to get there in time. See if we can get them out of there a bit. Good God. This exotic just lends itself to being so aggressive. I love it. No, not the Mercy. Okay, yeah. Oh my god. I love these things. I love these things so much. This is an incredible exotic.
How did that do no damage? Oh, Christ almighty.
Same 2-stack.
Alright, this might be my last one. Yeah, it's probably my last one. Oh, watching the body.
Break the shield.
Yep. Nice. I'm peeking right. Oh my god, I should have known. Good job. Nice. Nice. The res. There we go. Absolute. There we go.
He's close to me. He's inside the hallway. He's flanking around.
Yep.
You're alone over there, just so you know.
No problem. He's in the hallway. Woo! Oh, I gotta reload. Oh my god. Thank you. Alright. You have yours?
Nearly. Okay, I'm flying in. Flying in, flying in.
Okay.
Bag them. Fucking weirdos.
Yep.